Thank you for joining us. Welcome to Jits Quips. Okay, so we've got Rhys and Shaun here. Rhys is a blue belt. Shaun is a white belt, relative beginner, about 5-6 months in. Making each other feel the collar ties. Got a bit of hand fight in here. Shaun's going for a 2-on-1. Nothing happening with that. Rhys heavy on the collar tie, manages to make Shaun sit to guard. Rhys just staying heavy on top, pushing him down, passing that guard nice and easy. Rhys with the knee on belly. Shaun has to work his escapes now. It's going to be tough with Rhys on him. Rhys will probably stay one step ahead, I can imagine. Making Shaun work all the time. Rhys passing from right to left. In the side control. Giving a bit of that shoulder pressure in the crossface there. Rhys steps over to mount. Looks like he's trying to lock up a guillotine there. Oh, was that a tap? Okay, thanks for joining us. Today on Jits Quips we have Josh, we have Shaun, we have Rhys Wynne, we have Lou Dog, and we have Rhys Shakeshaft.
Big Rees.
Little Rees. And myself, Gregory. So thanks for joining us again. So today we've got Lou with us, and Lou is a guest from another gym. We met him at Role Models 22.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure to have you with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Mm-hmm. And we just wanted to, I wanted to talk to you about how best to be a training partner for you, right? You're the lightest person here.
Yeah.
You're along there with the least experienced practitioner here today. So it's going to be interesting for you today. We're going to give Lou a little sharp tank a bit later on, see how far he can go with it. But I just wanted to bring attention. So you had a stroke when you were 7 years old, right?
Yeah.
Which basically has given you a compromised leg and a compromised arm.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm glad to have you on, man. Like I said to you before, I'm interested to see when you're a blue belt.
Yeah.
And you're smoking the white belts. Like
that's a goal.
I mean, how could that not happen?
Don't know. If I quit.
If you quit, yeah, exactly.
Nah, I'm gonna be. There's only one disabled black belt in Europe, and I'm gonna be the second.
Second disabled black belt in Europe. Okay, yeah. I like it.
Unless someone gets there first.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing wrong with that. Someone else getting a black belt doesn't mean you can't ever get there yourself.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
it's your own time frame.
Exactly.
Everyone can get better.
But it's about what I'm trying to do with the page and everything is inspire more people to get into jiu-jitsu. There can be disabled people, there can be able-bodied people. I just want the support there, because I was saying to you before, Greg, there was activities for disabled people to do, but you have to go out your way to find it. Like, really go out your way. I knew a lad that I used to play football with who was driving 3 hours every Saturday morning just to come play football and have a kickabout for 2 hours. It's just ridiculous. And then my team got shut down because they cut the funding for it. And the only place I could go is if I was to drive down to London. But it's like I never want that to happen again. You know what I mean? But it is what it is.
I feel like jiu-jitsu could be a better sport in that respect, where you only need one other person to practice.
Yeah, exactly,
right?
exactly. And gyms like this, there are gyms, hundreds of gyms all over the country. Your funding's not going to get cut. You know what I mean? Unless we have another recession, and no one can afford to keep the lights on. But you're going to find gyms everywhere, and jiu-jitsu, I'd say it's the most accessible sport for anyone to do.
Yeah. Yeah, I think in this area, so we've got this gym here.
Yeah.
I think about half an hour away, there's Resilience Gym. In the other direction, there's RGA Chester. There's even one on Cheshire Road, so no shortage of gyms. I just wanted to mention as well, Trident Martial Arts Gym. So we're here. We made it. So shout out to Trident Martial Arts Gym, because I forgot to shout it out in the last episode. Yeah, so we're at Trident Martial Arts. What do you think of the gym?
I think it's a class gym, class facilities. You got a weight room over there. You got heavy bags over here. You got an MMA cage over here.
Yeah.
Massive space.
It's a big space,
Mats
isn't
upstairs as well.
Yeah, mats upstairs as well.
Yeah.
I didn't know that, but
Yeah.
I'm just pretending. But yeah, it's just a massive space. I wish more gyms were like this.
So we've got Josh, Shaun and Rees with us, who are Trident MMA boys as well, if you can call them that. So you guys have, Josh and Shaun, you're like regular training partners, right?
Yeah.
And you did the beginners course together?
Yeah, correct.
So like what week are you guys on now, or what month?
Week.
Training
November
jiu-jitsu?
start, so now we're almost April. So
When did you
5,
start?
6,
5,
6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, 5, 6 months. I'd say.
Nice.
Yeah, there was they were shut down a bit for Christmas, but there was the Christmas open mats as well. So yeah, 5, 6 months.
Gosh, it goes quick. I remember
Very
walking
quick.
in and seeing you there for the first time. Yeah. And then, how long have you been training, Rhys?
8 months.
8 months.
Yeah.
Did you do the beginners course as well?
I did, yeah. So I was on the one just before these guys.
For these guys?
And missed half of it with Wirral.
Did you? Oh, no.
No.
But yeah.
You must have got that at another gym, like. Cause
Earning that hoodie there.
You'll actually know, like, we do take it very seriously. Like, everything's fucking cleaned, and I have
It is,
seen
yeah.
on multiple occasions, like the coaches here send people home when they've had anything like that looks a bit dodgy on them, and they just go, look, go home, cream it, look at it, try again in a few days, see what it is. I don't want to take the chance. It might be like impetigo, it could be ringworm, and people now are getting the message, and people might, if by some horrible chance, they might think, oh, I've got something, they will stay at home. I've done it myself where I've had something, I thought, is it ringworm or something? But it might be like a little bit of like a rash, but you just take a few days off, and that hygiene element is important, and it's got to come from the top.
Yeah.
So it's a shame, obviously, you missed that time, but you definitely made up for it.
Oh god, yeah.
Like, because obviously, to big him up, you obviously had your first competition, didn't you, 2 weeks ago?
I did, yeah.
And did pretty well.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah.
Good fun.
Come on, how did you do?
So I had 3 matches. I had 2 in the white belt division. I won both of them. And then in the absolute, I lost the decision. But it was a good experience. Shows me where I need to get better at.
The disclaimer being, the guy lost in the absolute 2 was a blue belt. So he was only 1 weight class below, but he was a blue belt. I think he silvered in his own division. So there was only maybe 6 kilos difference, which isn't a lot considering that guy's probably been training for 2 years.
Yeah.
And clearly did well in his own division.
Yeah,
So-
I just found it really hard to take him down. That's what it was. So
Yeah, obviously I watched the match, and it was good, but it's just a testament to how good the beginners course is. Like, guys
It is,
can
yeah.
roll off it with like 10 weeks of training, and it's like shit. Like, when I trained just like doing normal classes at another gym, for instance, like, it was good, but the actual fundamentals of learning those basic things that you need to know as a day 1 white belt, it probably took me 6 months to get where these guys can get in 3, because it's tailored just to somebody who's never
Yeah, it's more
trained Jits
structured,
before.
isn't it?
That's
It's
the thing. That's
fantastic.
what I was going to say. The
How
structure
much
of
are
it
you
is
getting
really
paid to
valuable.
say that?
Nothing, nothing, mate, nothing. It's just a thing where guys will roll off the beginner's course, and they're much better than when they say they've been training for like 3 months, 4 months. And I'm like, shit, like, and then it's like, this is very good. Like, I wish I was this good at like 3 or 4 months in.
Are there many guys that that were at your beginners course still going?
Yes, there's about, I think we ended up having like about 12 regulars on the course. I think we've got about 10 who were coming like most days.
Okay. How many on the beginners course?
There was like 12 people who were going constantly, and then there's about maybe 4 or 5 who were, you know, didn't go to every session basically. Yeah.
And how many for you?
It dropped off as it went along, I'd say. But
It dropped off quite a fair
I
bit.
think
But
towards the end, like around a dozen regulars. And
Yeah,
at the
same.
start, like maybe 1.5.
Yeah.
More than that, I'd say.
pretty much exactly what Rees's experience. I'd say about 8 stay on. They go at mixed times though, so we don't really get to roll with too many beginners. Like some of them go to the 7 a.m, some of them go to 1.
If you're only
1
training, say 3 days a week, there's another 4 days that people might train.
Exactly.
But then if you're training like Monday through Thursday, we've got 3 different classes on, so or 4 if you include the gi. So you could easily do 3 or 4, even 5 sessions a week, and someone else can do 5 sessions a week, and you don't even see them.
Yeah.
So there's that. But that is a testament in terms of like being a beginner and coming through, and obviously then you find your training partners because you're in that environment together.
I do like it when I see the guys come in though, because it's just sort of like we're part of that little, that little team, and it's good to see them. You know,
I love seeing the stories.
Yeah,
I love seeing the stories on Instagram. Like I said, a lot of people go to the 7 a.m. ones or the 1 p.m. ones, and even though I don't get to see them in person anymore, it's a testament to the persistence of the people who actually stayed on. Because pretty much everyone who went from beginners class to sign up properly, I see them frequently.
Oh yeah,
so
it's great to see. So when you started training then, Lo?
I've been training on and off for about 2 years, but I've had like 3 different instructors during that time, and I've had like quite a big like amount of time off, like between different instructors. But I've been with my current coach Johnny since July, so about 9 months.
Yeah. Shout out to Johnny and Gretel.
Shout out to Johnny and Gretel, heroes. But it's just been, I've been welcomed in.
Yeah.
Like,
You need that consistency, I think, with it as well. Like the especially right at the beginning, like to reach the next level. Like I mean, our coaches said like they want consistency to move up to the next level. So like if we're going to be like good training partners for you, what would you need from us?
Just like respect the fact that it's just training, and respect the fact that I don't want to make it all about myself like during training, but respect the fact that my my arm and my leg pretty much compromised. So don't it's only training, so don't go like full force if we're like drilling, because I got pretty badly injured before, like my knee when I was on about this to you earlier, but like.
So tell us what happened there.
So oh my god, it's a horrible story. So we were drilling lasso guard, and then I had lasso guard really tight on this big 120 kilo guy. He was about 6'6", and instead of using proper technique, he just put all his weight on me, to the point where my knees were basically against my head, and then my leg turned that way, and it's just like, and that was like 4 weeks before a competition as well.
So this was a white belt as well, right?
Yeah, this was a white belt, but it's like there needs to be more like education on how to be a good training partner. Like it needs to be like, if you go on a beginner's course, there needs to be a class on how to be a good training partner, especially to like the smaller guys like me. I'm like 63 kilo, you're all like, much bigger guys, and I've came in here and trained with you, and you've been respectful to me, which I appreciate, but there needs to be more education on
General etiquette, isn't there?
Yeah.
Like especially if you were drilled, so you weren't even rolling, you were just drilling. So kind of like, give me 30% resistance, so I'm not doing it on like a wet blanket or whatever. But don't just fall over, but kind of let me do the move.
Yeah.
Don't try and get out of it. Just but stay nice and rigid.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't be getting injured when you're drilling.
Yeah, exactly.
That's part of it.
I don't think the guy realised that he was literally double the size of me, even though it's a pretty noticeable difference.
And I think like at gyms there is a little bit like you don't want to tell people to take it easy because it's a combat sport. It's like you'll never hear that from our coaches. Well, I don't want to say that. I don't know what they would say, right? But people are given free rein in the gym to go as hard as they want, right?
Yeah, of course.
And I think it's like a little bit of an unspoken rule. But I have heard it said, it's like you go as hard with your opponent as you're willing to accept.
Yeah.
And I think that's the sort of code in the MMA side of things, which scares the hell out of me, man.
It just has to be about communication, though, doesn't it?
Yeah,
communication. You have to
speak
about it, because the thing is, other people might not want to go heavy on a roll, so you have a flow roll or whatever. You know, it's just about speaking to the people and saying, you know, that's what you want to get out of it. Like sometimes you'll accept bottom position, you want to work something. You say you're working, that's what you want to work today. So somebody may want to work a different position, and you just make it work together, don't you? I think that's
the thing is, people that get it. People that don't get it, don't get it.
But people can get it, though. You know what I mean?
People can get it, but it's just.
It might take them too much time.
Yeah, exactly.
And how many are they going to get hurt before they realise just chill out?
Yeah.
Like I've almost hurt people before, but not because of what I've been doing, but because of what they've done. So when they do something stupid, they'll do something stupid, and you've got to protect them, and they don't even know it. Like,
give us an example, Rees.
It was only a couple of weeks ago. I was rolling, and I got told to have a round with a guy who was about 5 sessions in, if that. So he was new, and I was trying to keep it. I was being really, really playful. You know, like let him work, let him understand things, and then obviously the whole point is when I'm ready, I can just sweep. And the whole point is to illustrate that you can come at me 100%, and I'm absolutely fine. And it's like I'm chill, and the whole point is I can illustrate. Oh, I'm on top of you, dominating you now, and I'm not breathing. I've barely exerted any effort. Whereas the guy, you know, that's kind of how I want them to show it. That then they understand. If I go 100% and I'm still getting beaten, maybe chill because this other guy's barely breathing. Yeah. So I had him in like closed guard. He went to like stand up, and I thought, I'll go for like a single leg X sweep just to put him down. So I thought, you know, nice and gentle rather than like wrestling up, because it was upstairs. It was a busy class. I'm not doing anything stupid. So I did the sweep, and I had like single leg X in, and I had hold of the foot, and I was like, I'm not going to go for a foot lock because it's a bit cheap. I'll come on top and like show him like Jiu Jitsu, the kind of control. I still had hold of the foot, thinking I'm going to come up now. As I did, he went to like spin out of it. But, like the way he went to spin, like I don't know enough to know whether he'd have blown his own knee out or not. Maybe he wouldn't have. But we weren't particularly sweaty, so there wasn't like that chance of being able to slip yourself. You know when you're sweaty and you can slip out or something? Yeah. It wasn't that. It was like the first or second roll, and I let go. As I saw him, what he was about to do, I let go of the foot, and he got up. And I probably should have said, just be careful there, and kind of pulled him and said, just be careful when you're doing that, because if I didn't let go, there's a good chance you'd have injured yourself there. Yeah. And I've done that since, where like someone's done a kind of spin, and I've said, just be careful, because I stopped one of the guys. It was somebody else. It was before. And someone had been training a bit longer. The good, you know, one of the better white belts. And you can get away with it sometimes, especially with the sweat. But after that, I realised, just don't do it. So and then I made a point of just saying, look, I don't want anyone to get hurt. So I've let go, but I said, just be careful. I said, I'm not sure what's the right way, what's the wrong way, whether you get out or not. But I said, like, I don't want to hurt you, because if it goes wrong, it's your knee, and it'll go badly wrong. It's not like, oh, you slip when you elbow somebody, which obviously is bad, but you might get a bit of a bruise. Like, if your knee goes, you know yourself, and you've obviously documented on the YouTube channel that you've had a knee injury and it could put you out for quite a while. No one wants that. I don't want that. I don't want to get hurt or hurt somebody.
It was good that you, I think it's good that you let go. If you didn't know what was going to happen if he's doing explosive rolls to get out of a position, I think that's what you want from a training partner, isn't it?
Yeah.
They'll be like, wow, what the fuck are you doing?
I've got like coming on, I know I took a big break, but overall time on the mats, I've got about 3 years, going on 3 years, so I know that, but people don't. And it's like, that could have went really wrong, and I'd feel bad thinking I'm a blue belt and I've broken some guy's knee who's in his first week or second week, even though, because I'm in that kind of, say, call it position of responsibility, because I kind of know what I'm doing more than, obviously I'm expected to more than he is. That's probably why I was told to roll with him. I've got to look after him, but if he was rolling with somebody else who's more inexperienced, he might have went for that roll, and as he goes, and that knee, his body will go, and his foot's in the same place, and the knee would give, and it might only be a little bit of a sprain, it might hurt a little bit, you might slip out, but it's when you think like, shit, I could have been involved in a quite serious injury.
So, gents, Josh and Shaun, so you're, I keep saying it, you're close training partners.
Very true.
And when you started, Josh, we spoke quite a lot about jiu-jitsu because I knew you from before. And I'm very conscious that you are conscious about your size and your strength, because you work out, you're physically strong and you're a big guy, and you wanted to mitigate like using that for gaining techniques, right? And I wonder if you two have had similar discussions on how you want to roll with each other.
Oh God, so many times.
Several times.
I think it's more a personality fit than body. Maybe if the body fit wasn't so ideal because we're similar size, similar weight, etc. But it's, for example, if Josh will get me in a certain position, he'll go for a certain finish or something, and I can kind of tell that he's not doing it right. I have no issue with kind of being like, pause. This is where maybe your head should kind of go. Maybe you could get the choke quicker if you were to do this, and because of that, like, that's been reciprocated as well. So, for example, let's say I'm trying to recover a half guard, and Josh will kind of be like, no, kick the foot out more so you can hook it easier, things like that. It's our personality coming together, pausing, and then kind of discussing how we can improve. That I found really, really valuable. Because, again, to expand the point further, Josh is really, really good rolling partner for me. Rhys has been an incredible rolling partner for me. And then there's Connor Shaw, who also goes to Trident Martial Arts, who's been unbelievable. Probably ignited the fire, the passion for the sport for me personally. So, testament to the two gents here, to Connor and to people at Trident as well.
That comes from the top down as well, because it's obviously when I was in your shoes, I'd have people like blue, purple, brown belt, etc., who would take time and they'd show you things where like you'd have a roll, so you're going for like 10 minutes, they'll smoke you for a couple of minutes just to kind of like be like just to give themselves, well, to do what they've got to give themselves some, if you're planning on teaching somebody something, you've got to be able to basically smoke them. Let's be honest. It's like they'll smoke you for a couple of minutes, so then you listen to them, it's like, okay, well, I must listen to him because he's very good. So, and then they'll show you something, and it happens all the time. Like, it could be the most small little detail. Like Nathan Dunn, he showed me something a few weeks ago. Great guy. It was like reverse de la Riva, and he noticed me. I was playing reverse de la Riva, and I didn't have the contact with my arm on the leg. And he said to me at the end of the round, because he was watching, he said, "You need to make sure you're quicker getting there, because he goes, if you don't, they can just step over it." And I've actually been telling people now when I've been doing it how to get out of it, because I want to work that. But that still comes now, where it's like people will take that time and they'll notice something and go, "Try this," and now I'm like, great. So I'm not getting high stepped over as easy, even though I'm telling people to do it, because it's making me go, right, as soon as that hook goes in, get that connection. And it's little things like that where it's like people will take the time and just go, they'll show you something, and you've got to kind of pay that forward and do as much best as you can. I always have a disclaimer when I teach anyone. Well, I say to teach, if I show you something, I always say, here's how I do it, but speak to someone better. Like speak to one of the coaches, someone who's, as I said the other day, qualified or competent. But I can give you a point in the right direction to then work with it, and then obviously you could then go and speak to like one of the coaches to actually get shown how to do it much better. But that's how it works. So it's the time where it's like you just roll and you go, right, I've done this move 3 times, do this way. Like, for instance, I kept on getting the Kimura, so I said,
How are we going to make that
and
point?
you said, why do you keep on getting it? I said, took your elbow. I said,
Super simple. Yeah.
I still got it, but it took me a couple of seconds, and those couple of seconds gives you a chance to work rather than just leaving your arm up so I can get it. It's little things like that where you can see an immediate change.
Yeah.
But I still get it all the time, and it's brilliant. It's the whole general environment, and that's a part of being a good training partner is noticing somebody who's making a repeated mistake, let them teach them how to fix it. Because rather than thinking, I'm going to leave and I'm going to let Shaun keep his elbow so I can Kimura him as much as I want. It's like, no, I want you to get as good as you can, because the better everyone else gets, the better I've got to get to keep up. So I don't want to be getting beaten up all the time. Obviously I do, but if everyone's getting better, I've got to be better. So
These guys are the future, right?
yeah,
And do you know what I'm actually thinking now? I'm like, with my injury, I'm like, I'm going to come back and these guys are going to be better than me. And
there's nothing wrong with that though. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
I know. That's the wrong way to think about it, isn't it? It's your own journey.
Yeah.
But it's pissing me off, my knee. But I will get back, and hopefully you guys won't have progressed like that much.
No, they will. Like,
you will.
We've said that we kind of want to create like the kings of the white belt. You know what I mean? You can jump in on that as well. But I'll do a lot of time open mat. I'll roll with Shaun, and we'll go over just like little things. But I'll show him something. I'll have him do it on me. I'll do it on him, for instance, and you might be there as well quite often. And it's great to work things where like, it makes me think about it. But it's also it's not fun. If someone is like quite new, it's like, okay, great, I've got a 10-minute round, how many times can I tap him? Like once if you're new as well, it's fun, but then you realise like, what am I getting out of this? Where it's like, if I can make you as difficult to beat as possible, it's good for me, because I've got to work. Like rolling with you is a nightmare, for instance, like where like, because obviously there's about best part of 20 kilos weight advantage in your favour, but there's guys who are bigger than you that I have an easier roll with, because you learn very, very quickly, and it's great because you've only started rolling, like you only started training 6 months ago, and you've got to that level where you can use your size as well as technique, where it's like shit, like this is like a good training partner to roll with, because you can keep that pace, and at the end of the rounds, we were 15 minutes on Friday and we were gassed, but it was a really good fucking round, back and forth.
15 minutes.
I must say, like, I can think of 3 rounds that I've had since I've been training where someone's done that to me, going from right at the beginning from where I started training to like relatively recently, where a higher belt, someone that's much better than me, has just taken it upon themselves to see how many subs they could get on me in a class. Not pre-discussed or anything. It was just like, oh yeah, you want to roll? Okay, boom.
But the whole point is,
boom.
Normally,
boom,
you are rolling, you're sparring, so it's kind of that is the point.
I mean, that's fair enough, right? If someone wants to do that, like, that's fair enough. But I didn't get anything from it.
Yeah,
but I didn't get anything from it, and that's fair enough. Like, I think that's part of, you have to show your resilience. Like, that's what you're opening yourself up to here. So if someone that's better than you, like, wants to do that to you, then they can, right? That's the whole point of jiu-jitsu. I didn't get anything from it apart from to be able to be like, okay, that wasn't very nice, but I'm still here, like I'm still training. It wasn't so bad that I had to go home, or they didn't injure me, right? It's just
So if that person asked you to roll again, what would you do next time?
Kick them in the face.
Avoid them.
Would you not
be willing to say no?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't. I'd maybe leave it like a good long time before I rolled with them again. If they did that to me and then we rolled again and they did exactly the same thing to me, then I'd be like, all right, nah, fuck that. Yeah. You know, I don't really want to be a part of that, like a chokey bitch kind of thing. But I would expect that person that did that to me one time, the next time to maybe like, you know, okay, I know I can sub him when I want. Let's get into let's let me have some dominant positions, or just let me work a little bit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or just don't train with me.
That's the thing. 'Cause you've got to be selfish in a way where you've got to get your own. You have your own training objectives, and people who are at a high level will have their training objectives. Like right, for this week or this session this week, this couple of weeks, etc. I'm planning on working a certain position.
Yep.
So they're going to be planning on working it a lot, and they might say, right, I'm planning on working like my mount transition into an armbar. So they might armbar you a shitload, which obviously is fine. You know what I mean? Nothing wrong with that. Because at the end of the day, they've got to get their own training the same way that you have. But if you hit the same sub on someone 5 times in a 5-minute round, at least tell them how they can get a bit better at defending it. Because if you're doing it for the reason of I'm trying to get better at doing my arm bars, here's how you defend an arm bar. Now I'm going to try it again. You know what I mean? You and then both of you get better. You get better at defending that move that they're going for, and they've got a more capable, resistant opponent to drill the move on, to try and attack with try and attack with this particular move, rather than just going, I'm going to do it, I'm going to get them, bang, tap, tap, tap.
Like, you were asking Lou earlier, like, what's the perfect training partner for you? And it's like, that made me think, well, in general, like, what's the perfect kind of role, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where you go, and ideally, maybe, like, you get close to sub, but, like, you never get it, and then if you get landed on you, and then you talk about it afterwards. And I feel like the talking about it afterwards is so crucial, because someone destroys me, and then they walk off. I'm like, cool, I don't really have an understanding of why that happened. I can kind of maybe piece it together, depending on how much history I have. You know, if you're like 2 months in and you get destroyed by like a purple belt, you're going to be like, okay,
such as like
I don't know what happened there.
The same thing happened to me. I was training jiu-jitsu for about 6 months, and then I went to this sparring session, and then this brown belt just sat on top of me in mount for the full 5 minutes, and that was the last round of the night. And then I was walking home, and I thought, like, screw this, man, I'm not doing it anymore, you know what I mean? But now I'm at the gym, talking to you, Lewis, I'm talking to you, Pete, and I've been adopted by some great guys that, you know, keep me honest, you know, let me work, but don't make it, you know, easy for me.
Is this Lewis and Pete that you're talking about?
Yeah.
Shout out.
And that's good. So what are they? Purple, brown, black, or
yeah? Lewis is a purple belt, and Pete's a brown belt. And like I say, they'll keep me honest. If I make a mistake, they'll capitalise. Yeah. But it's like they're not sitting in mount, sitting on top of me for the full 5 minutes, having a conversation with, you know, Johnny over there. You know, like not even focusing on the role. And I think that's the lowest point of my jiu-jitsu career. Just being sat on top of, and not being able to do anything about it, and having the guy talk to his mate.
Yeah. It's a bit disrespectful, isn't it?
Disrespectful is the word for sure. Yeah.
And he didn't even like teach me. This is what you do to get out of it. He just literally sat on top of me for the whole 5 minutes, and didn't even speak to me.
Yeah, and that's not because what does he get and what do you get now?
Exactly.
Like you hear it's called class because you're learning.
Yeah.
You know, we say about an ideal training partner, but there's not one ideal. You need a mix because
exactly.
You need someone who's better than you, who can help you. You need someone who's worse than you that you can try your shit on. Ultimately, it's you need someone who you can dominate. So if you're going, right, I'm trying to work this position, well, I'm going to be shit out of luck trying to work my mount on Liam Humes, who's a big 100 brown belt, one of the coaches. So there's no chance I'm never going to get there. But, you know, guys who are smaller, white and blue, I'm like, right, I can get to mountains to see if I can hold it. Yeah, I might get thrown off, but I can at least get there. So you need guys who are better than you, worse than you, bigger and smaller. Absolutely. You need guys who are the same sort of level, same sort of size, because that's as close as you can get to having a match against yourself.
Did you want to say something, Josh?
It's like a communal knowledge sharing, like
like
iron sharpens iron, like you were saying, like if I have good training partners, then I'll be better. And it's like, sometimes I even find myself like, I really like rolling with people who give me feedback almost more than class, right? Because the class gives me more tools, but that way I can kind of work out the kinks on the ones that I already have. Like if I if I roll with someone and they go, hey, don't do that, do that, or try that, then I can actually, it's directly and a clear improvement that I can make in what I'm already doing. But while I might not remember something or what's in the lesson, like it's so much more applicable immediately. And then again, the other person gets better from that. And that's what I love about martial arts. And it feels really strong in the jiu-jitsu, this kind of, communal knowledge sharing, like, okay, you do that, and then I benefit, the community gets better, and we keep that rolling forward. There's one thing that Lou, you said it really good. Like, I used to play chess, right? And I played against my sister when she was quite young. And I just, destroyed, like, because I was way better than her, because she was like 9 years old, and then she never played chess again. And it's like the same thing, someone sits on you, you know what I mean? And then you're like, cool, this was fun, I don't really want to do it again. It's like if a grandmaster plays against like a 12-year-old, what's the point in being like, cool, I'm going to play my A game? And I think that you find that a lot in brown belts and like black belts, like they have like gears, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they'll be like, cool, well, you're the kind of person I'm going to go against with first gear. And that's super chill. They, can relax, they can work through like things and really think it through. And I feel like you almost learn something very different when you're trying to like pace yourself to that lower gear, like by developing the ability to shift your strength level depending on the other person, like that teaches you something, I feel like, because you have to go, well, what I would normally do would just lead, like, wouldn't be conductive to them learning.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to like explore that space in your head.
Do you think it's a little bit more difficult with jiu-jitsu though? Because like, I feel like for me, like when I first started, I wanted to win all the time. It's just like kind of like a point to prove. I think everybody has that to an extent.
Like the win rolling.
But it takes some people longer to understand that you don't have to win all the time to still, enjoy jiu-jitsu or be good at jiu-jitsu. It's like you don't always have to win, do you?
Have you realised that now, or are you still?
Yeah, I think I have. Yeah, I think when you roll with people that you think you're better than, then you kind of like, actually, I don't need to, do that same stuff that I've just done. Maybe you start in a less favourable position and let them work something on it. So you practice an escape. Because I feel like if you practice an escapes, I feel like sometimes you get more than it than if you're just slapping a sub on.
Yeah.
Like training is like for longevity for yourself and for all your training partners.
Yeah,
exactly.
Right?
Yourself, isn't it? The key point, I think.
Yeah.
Like really understanding that you could go really, really hard and maybe you could batter someone today, but ultimately it is, as I said before, a marathon. You want to kind of learn. It's actually good to be in losing positions because you can learn, you can develop your defence there.
Yeah.
And I think that's really where the humility can kind of come from.
Some of my favourite rounds are when I'm getting absolutely smashed for the full round but don't get subbed.
Yeah. Exactly the same experience.
And it's brilliant because I pretty much don't get a scrap of offense in, but I manage to survive an absolute beast, and you know that they're trying to get you. Like if it was a match or a fight, they'd fuck you up. But the whole point is, you manage to survive and not get subbed, and it's like that's when you can build up and go right. The more I can survive, then I can start to work out and try and escape. Then I can try and do something for myself, and I enjoy being the nail in those rounds and the hammer. Whereas if you're dominating somebody, it's not that fun.
You're talking about our roles, yeah?
No, I'm talking about rolling with guys who are bigger, who are more advanced, and okay, they might not be in the absolute top gear, but you know that they are exerting themselves, and you are getting dominated, and you manage to survive, and you're thinking like, how the fuck have I not got subbed here? And you're absolutely battered at the end of it, but you're thinking, I've done well here, I've shown a bit of grit, I've been in some really bad spots, I've managed to basically not get choked, not get armbarred or whatever, where it's been very, very close to happening. Okay, if it was a match, it would be 20-0. If it was a real fight, they'd bash me head in. But in terms of, you're doing it, you're grappling, it's like, I've survived, whereas 3 months ago, this guy would tap me out 5 times, and now I'm getting to the point where I can stop the submissions, and the whole point is you carry on improving. Another 3 months, can you go, oh, I've actually finally managed to sweep this guy? Maybe you won't if he's getting better as well, but it's the journey that you're on.
Do you think like if you get an escape or a sweep, do you think it shows more of like getting more of a technique in than if you're just putting on a sub? So I feel sometimes the same kind of thing as you. If I get out of a bad position, I feel much better than just getting this, like subbing somebody.
Depends who it is.
It's part of the game as well,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Depends who it is.
Like the sweeps are hard, man. Like I find sweeps hard, and you need to know how to.
Has to be technical.
It has to be technical, right?
Especially against the good guys, because otherwise you just
Yeah.
like this.
They'll just
Yeah.
hold you in side control the whole
Yeah.
time, or in mount, right? So sweeps are so satisfying to get. For me, I also love passing. Like it's John Danaher said the 4-step approach. What was it? The 4-step approach to jiu-jitsu. Number 1 is the takedown, so you have to take it to the ground. Number 2 is pass the legs. Number 3 is work your way through a hierarchy of positions. So like mount is better than side control. I think that's how they score it.
Back is
Is
better than mount.
So then work your way through a hierarchy of positions, and then it's the submission. Work your way to a sub, and that's how John Danaher describes the practice of jiu-jitsu. So you might be strong and athletic, right? And you can dive on like a head and arm choke if someone's not very good and they just let you pass a guard. So you just quickly lock up a head and arm choke. But if you haven't like worked to do the pass, you haven't gone through the pins, and then worn them down to get to that sub, like I think your like higher belts are going to be able to get through that
Definitely.
really easily,
Yeah,
right? So
right.
you need to well round the game.
Yeah, like obviously subs are great, and that is the ultimate act. It's like it's the ultimate act of called jiu-jitsu. Is well, your mount's better, but every time you roll, I sub you, so therefore I'm better, which is valid. But at the same time, people might argue and go, right, just the submission itself is good, but the ability to control somebody and just hold them down is actually a good show of jiu-jitsu as well, and both points are valid, where it's like being able to jump on a guillotine, for instance, great, fantastic, but being able to just grind someone down and hold them down and just shut them down is obviously great as well. It depends on the context, where if you can hold someone down but you can't sub them, well, you've got to get better at your submissions.
I was actually thinking about this the other day. It's like there seems to be these kind of two different approaches to actually breaking down the defense in jiu-jitsu. It's either you want to go from like 0 to 10 in terms of intensity, you're like loose, and then you do something very quickly, or it's like a continual grinding down and like a 6 or 7, like continuously just like being on that, and then you do a down that movement to get into the right position. I mean, you were saying earlier as well, survival. Even Helio Gracie was saying like jiu-jitsu is all about survival. You know, I mean, he was tiny. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like much bigger guys couldn't submit him.
Yeah, and that's it, and that's kind of even in the odds, where it's like if you're saying right, I'm gonna use the context of getting beaten up in the street, you win by not getting seriously injured. Even if it's like if that was a fight, he won, but it's like but it's not a fight. It's you managed to control, you managed to escape out of a bad position where. So like the schoolyard bully goes for a headlock. If you get out of that, it's like great. You know what I mean? Like cause when you were kids, the guy the head above you in school, they get you in a headlock and you can't get out.
Yeah.
And it's like that's like when you go back to like the roots of like when jiu-jitsu was first taught, it was like especially with the Gracie combatives, like curriculum is one of them is it's someone gets you in a headlock, how do you basically escaping from it?
Yeah.
And the goal isn't I'm going to have a grapple match with this guy who's trying to hurt me. I'm going to survive,
Yeah.
and that is part of it. Where it is, being able to, someone's on top of you, I'm going to get on top, because the whole reason is if I'm on top now and I'm in mount, I can choose to disengage.
Yeah.
But if someone's mounted on you, you've got to deal with that. So that's the kind of the roots of jiu-jitsu, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like it's probably a topic for another episode, if at all. But
Just don't pull guard in the street fight.
yeah, that goes without saying as well. You're not going to, are you? The whole point is
She's got a really good Della either.
I don't look for a fight ever, 'cause I'm not a dickhead. Like, fucking hell, the last time I ever exchanged blows with anybody was fucking...
With his missus the other day.
You're talking school.
Yeah.
You're talking
Yeah.
like being like a teenager. So it's like, I do this because I like it, it's fun. But it's one of them where it's like, you play about with your mates. You're like, obviously, you don't train. It's like you can control them so easily. So you get to a point where like if you get blindsided and someone's on top of you who's not a competent grappler, MMA fighter, etc., it's like, right, okay, I can survive and I can get up and disengage, because I'm not planning on fucking getting into a street fight. I've got, you know what I mean? I've got
survive this motherfucker.
That'll be the first time Greg's ever tapped me on the
people go, oh, street fights. People like I was saying this. My fiance's dad's been in the police for going on 30 years, and he's obviously seen a lot of like shit. He's dealt with a lot of people who are unsavoury. And even he said, we agreed generally a street fight isn't even a fight, it's normally an assault. Yeah. People often don't agree, oh, I'm going to fight you. The fight starts by somebody punching someone who might not be expecting it. There's a bit of posturing maybe. Someone gets punched, it's not right. Both hands up, now we'll fight. Yeah. So that's the kind of, that's part of it, and it's completely off topic and obviously...
it comes back to that humility.
But it's
what Sean was saying.
It's sort of survival. It's like, it's often you don't know, you might not know you're in a situation, someone just jumps on you. And you're like, shit, what do we do? So having that confidence and like that, and that being able to stay calm if someone's up close and personal, because
it's an asset.
If you roll with a mate who doesn't train before, when you first mount them and they fucking panic and they'll tap out just to being mounted because they're like, what the fuck? This is just weird. I can't breathe properly.
Yeah.
And then you'll do it to them. I had it with a mate before Christmas, and I was showing him a few moves, and everything was going 100 mile an hour. I was like, lad, I'm showing you how to do a triangle. Just chill the fuck out.
I had that the other day with one of my friends.
Like, just relax. And then he was breathing like hell. Like, for instance, I'd just say, right, like, here's the effectiveness. I was like, I let him in with both hooks in, like, seatbelts. I was like, right, you know how to do a rear naked choke. I showed him how, he knew anyway. I was like, do it. And I was just so calm, come on top, and just ended up in mount. And he was like gassing and sweating his bollocks off. And I was breathing less than I'm breathing now. I was just chilling. I said, it's not about, oh, here's the technique, it's about being comfortable. And it just goes back to being on the mats, where you need to learn being uncomfortable. Yeah. You're going to get dominated, but you've got to be able to just go, right, well, I'm not in terrible danger, I've got to relax, and the opening will present itself.
Yeah.
You know?
I was noticing this really came to mind when I was rolling against you in the earlier round. Like, I really was aware of my breathing, because
I could hear it from over
I was really focusing on breathing, because I knew that if I was just going, I knew you're gonna absolutely wear me down to like nothing in like 30 seconds flat, and then I'd just be trashed. And I did get trashed still.
That was a really, really good round.
Let's move on from this, gents. Yeah. So, okay, so we're gonna do the featured roles for today. Lou is gonna get shark tanked by all of you guys. We'll do 2 minutes each, and one person does an extra one, so we'll just keep on doing a loop. There's no subs. Basically, we want to put Lou through his paces, see what you got.
And like, to wrap it up, like, people need dramatic examples to shake them out of it. Like, I want to be that dramatic example. For like a disabled people to,
I love that.
For like a disabled person to, discover my page, and think, I can do it too. Yeah. And like able-bodied people, for
anyone.
Yeah. Jiu-Jitsu is for everyone.
It is.
It's the most accessible sport because, as I was saying before, there are gyms all over the place.
So we're gonna Shark Tank you, Lou, and then after that we're going to have white belt battle between two training partners, and then we're going to have Rhys and Rees. Battle of the Reeses.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, white versus blue belt. So there's a little bit of pride on the line.
I am giving up about 13 kilos there.
No, excuses come already.
No, we had a round earlier. I think we might have rolled before a couple of months ago. We had a round earlier, and there was no subs. We both got very close. Yeah. You almost arsed me, and you were looking for that quite a bit. And I almost got the Kimura, and we both managed to hit some good escapes, which is what we were talking about, being able to relax and then get out of the bad spot. It was a fucking good round, like, but it was good. It cooked me, I'll be honest.
Yeah, gassed me out.
Yeah.
Alright, boys. This is the Shark Tank of Lou. Alright, touch and go, boys. So we just want to see what Lou's got.
basically. So we're shark tanking him. Each of the guys are going to get 2 minutes, and then they're going to swap over. So Lou sat to guard. Looked like he had a bit of something going on with Shaun's leg there. Now Shaun's working the pass. Lou's keeping that leg in, so Shaun doesn't get the pass. Lou's worked a sweep there into side control. Thanks, guys. Lou finds himself in close guard with Shaun. Shaun's going for the 2-on-1. Lou's working to get out of that close guard. Shaun's shooting up for a triangle attempt. Lou's going for the pass. Lou's almost on the back. Let's see what he does with this now. So Lou controlling the side control. We've said no subs for anyone, just to see how everyone works through the positions, and so no one's drooling. No one's drooling at the mouth to hit a sub. Nice one, guys. So, nice. All right. Next one. Let's go. Lou's straight in for it with the collar tie. Looks like Lou's getting a bit warm now. Getting a bit aggy with it. Going for a back take. Lou goes for a trip. Both boys come down. Nice and controlled. Josh wrestling up. Gets a takedown, lands inside control. Lou's getting his guard back. Lou giving up about 30 kg right now, probably more. Still moving. Josh on top in the mount. This is not where you want to be with Josh, because he's a heavy boy. Looks like Lou's still got quite a bit of gas left. Working for the wrestle up, wrestle down. Apologies for my commentary here guys. It's absolutely shocking, but
10 seconds.
Just locking up a position here. Looks like he's getting ready for the triangle. Coming to the mount in that position.
That's time.
Time, boys. Nice one. You got this, Lee. He's working for the back. Rees is on the back now. This is where Rees wants to lift you up, I'm guessing. Pulling them down to side control there from Rees. Lou's working to get out of it, working to get his guard back. Doesn't even sound like Lou's breathing too heavy at the moment, actually. So he's got up with Rees next. So I think Rees is going to put him through his paces as well.
as of everyone. Lou's got a single leg right now. What's he going to do with it? He goes to drag him down. Yeah, good shout, Rees. Rees going to his knees, making sure, climbing over for that back take. Nah, big Rees on the back. Lou's still doing everything that he can to get the guard back, not let Rees settle in the positions.
That's fine.
Nice. Alright. Now, Rees and Lou. Rees gets the takedown. Lou's working from guard. Open guard. Nice scramble there from Lou underneath. He's in north-south position. I think Rees is just testing Lou out now, seeing what he's got, what he can and can't escape from. Good to identify the holes in Lou's game in inverted commas, moves that he knows. Lou's covering up now in turtle position. You getting tired there, Lou? No response, I'll take that as a yes. Just focused on the task at hand. Loving the energy output from Lou. He's not accepting any positions, just working. Nice. Rees is controlling the back. Yeah, it's not a very nice time with Rees controlling you. 10 seconds. I know how that feels. Rees is a slippery son of a gun. Alright, last round for you, Lou, there, mate. Go on, boys. Rees, Shaun pulls guard there. Lou straight with the pass. Getting the shoulder pressure on, that crossface. Lou over to mount. Trying to isolate the arm. Trying to control him, staying on the back now. It is no submissions, so yeah, keep that back, Lou. He's just chilling there now. Yeah, get there. Nice. Yeah. Lou finds the back. Wrestling up into the back. Pulls him right over. Gets that hook in. Jumps on the back. That's it, get out of that, Shaun. Last 10 seconds. Is he on it? Time. Shaun, are you right to raise Lou's hand for that one, mate? Are you right to raise Lou's hand for that? Just in front of here. There you go. So facing the, yeah, set. Nice one. Yeah. Winner. Nice, man. How was that, G? Is it tiring? Yeah. Okay, so first to roll to get Shark Tanked was Lou.
Yeah, man.
How did it feel?
It actually felt really good.
Yeah?
In what way?
No, to like know that I can like roll with that much intensity every time and still get back up, and then just roll hard again, still like get back up, roll hard again. You know, it's like actually like solidified in my mind that my cardio is up to the standard that I want it to be for, you know, my future competitions and stuff like that. But yeah, it felt really good.
Did you feel like anything was working particularly well?
My takedown attempts weren't the best. I don't think I got a single takedowner from what I can remember. So that's a part of my game that I need to work on. But I think I did well at passing the guard, getting into side control, and you know, when I'm in a bad position, staying calm and, you know, not like, I'm in a bad position, I need to, you know, get out of it. Like, I've noticed that I was able to regroup and, you know, get myself into the mindset that, yeah, it's going to be okay, I'm going to do X, Y and Z to get out of it.
And you kept it moving the whole time? Yeah, 10 minutes. Does anyone else have anything to say about rolling with Lou?
There was one thing that stuck with me, I think, while you were rolling with Shaun towards the end. You went to turtle, and then you very smoothly transitioned to, I think, rear naked position.
Yeah,
and I was
really
like,
well done.
at the moment, I remember being like, whoa, that was smooth. You went immediately from turtle into rear naked. There was like no pause. I was like,
Yeah. You can thank Johnny Dawson for that.
Johnny. Anyone else?
That's exactly what I was going to say. I think the last one, I thought it'd be really, really good to, like, you know, not just put my weight on after
That's
the 9 minutes.
a sign of a good training.
And everything was just so smooth. You know, more offensive positions, and like obviously we're doing no submission. So whenever, you know, let's say he took my back, he would then really quickly transition into, you know, like again, side control, dominant mount, etc. Really, really smooth, really, really quick. No like moments where, you know, a leg kind of got stuck or anything like that. So it was just really, really graceful, would be a good word.
Would you have subs in the future? Should we do it next time we Shark Tank? We'll just do all subs allowed. Yeah,
definitely.
Really holds pins down. It's like you're really moving all the time, which is really good. Sometimes I feel like for me, I get a little bit, I probably think lazy is the right word.
You
in a bad position. Accept a bad spot, but that like rolling with you then, it just seemed like you were constantly moving, trying to get out of like a bad position or trying to move into a better position if you were already in a good position.
I had that when I took the back, you were constantly trying to strip that bottom hook. So I've moved side, you were doing it again, which I like. I think I come back on top then to think, right, just transition, because obviously I'm on the back, not to sub, so treat it as, in my mind, as if it's like, right, treat it as, I've got the back, I can't get the choke, what do we do now, so just come on top, and it just constantly, you were just working, like not thinking, oh fuck, he's on my back, he's mounted me, you were just pushing yourself. Have you ever rolled for 10 minutes straight before?
No.
So obviously you've done more than, you've put in more work.
With 4 different people as well.
Yeah,
definitely.
Different weights, different sizes, yeah.
Well, you've put like a new ceiling, isn't it, where you go, right, like now you know that I've tested myself, I can roll for 10 minutes straight and keep on working. Like,
the next time you'll be better than that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's about pushing yourself, isn't it?
It's always about improving.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care about belts, I don't care about stripes. If I can do better today than yesterday, that's all I care about.
Yeah.
Even if it's, you know, one step better, like even if I get the back quicker or more like controlled in turtle, you know, no one can like book me up.
Yeah. It's the style that you have which is so unorthodox, because obviously you got one side which is stronger and one which is compromised. you use your left side a lot, which means, whereas if I'm on a particular position, I'd expect them to try and turn into me one way, you'll go the other to utilise your strong side. So you try and like throw a hook in or grab for something which you think this should be there, but it's not because you're going the other way.
Yeah.
And it's like, what the fuck? then you pop back up. I've got to try and follow you then, but you're doing things in a way which I wouldn't move like that.
Yeah.
So you basically play to your strengths.
Yeah.
And I think I went to put my first hook in, and you were in a different position to what I expected, and I was just like, it kind of threw me off a little bit.
Yeah. I take a lot of my game from, well, a game. You can't really have a game at once.
Just call it a game.
Look what you've done.
Inspiration.
I've been watching, like, I take inspiration from the likes of Jean-Jacques Machado, and I've been watching a guy called Sam K.
From the Lakes BJJ.
Yeah. And I'm actually going up to train with him next week.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so
Good stuff.
It'll be nice to learn from, like, a guy who has, you know, the same problems as me.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, I take a lot of inspiration from Jean-Jacques Machado, and, like, I already said that, but I'm predominantly focusing on the things that I can do, and not getting too fussed about the things that I can't do.
Yeah.
Like, I'm very open about that with my coaches. Say, like, my coaches are teaching De La Riva or Spider Guard, I just do something else, not like to disrespect what they're teaching. It's like, I'm never ever gonna be able to utilise this in like any capacity. So, yeah.
So there's no point, you may as well just go, right, here's what I can do, work to that.
And I was training with Neil Simkin a few months ago. Like, we did a seminar, and he said just have a path, have a journey, and have a destination to go to every time, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, man.
Nice.
It's been wicked having you on, Lou. I loved seeing that, man.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, and I love your enthusiasm about this as well, because last time you came on, you like clipped up the episode and shared it about, and I think that episode's done really well out of the role models lot. So here we have Josh and Shaun, white belt battle, touch and go, gents. Yeah, bit of commentary on this is welcome, gentlemen. Say what you see. If you see it, say it.
Sorted. I don't feel like I know enough to commentate. That's the problem sometimes.
So Shaun's just pulled guard.
Yeah. One of them, where did he pull or was he forced to pull? That's part of the question, because Josh had a heavy collar tie, he's a big strong boy.
Josh has got the underhooks there as well, so he's trying to dogfight him into side control.
What's got? Interesting stipulation here. Josh has said he's not allowed to go for a head and arm choke.
No, but I've said that he can.
Oh, so
I've said that he should.
He won't to live it now.
He won't.
I think in his mind he's going to try and get something else. He's looking for a Kimura here, or a strip. Or some variant of an arm lock.
Well, I said
Shaun's well there to defend it.
I said to Josh that this is the feature fight. This is a feature match, so we want to see these guys flex.
Big white belts, maybe want to see more spasm.
Yeah, this is nice to see though. So two regular training partners. They both did the beginners course together. They trained regularly together since, and just opening up on each other. I bet they don't go to this intensity very often in training.
I've seen them roll. They have a good intensity. They're not going crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Josh has got a dominant position here. He's looking for an arm bar, it seems.
I was always told not to roll back unless you're 100% sure you have it.
Keep the position.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
So now we've got Shaun in
not
closed
making a very
guard.
good impression, am I?
Shaun in closed guard, and
From this
Josh.
angle, it's difficult to see what is going on, but Josh seems to be looking for a triangle right now.
I think he's got one arm.
Yeah, he seems to
To
have
have.
isolated it.
Yeah.
But Shaun's doing a good job of hiding that right arm to stop Josh from bringing it across the body.
He's used the sweep.
Yeah.
Josh's rolling might come out the bottom.
Shaun's trying to pop his head out now.
Yeah.
Josh is trying to get a mounted back triangle. Is that right?
It's be a back triangle.
Is it inverted triangle?
Inverted.
Oh, tap.
Doing a tap.
Nice.
Okay.
I was just about to say they're hard to get from that position, but
Yeah.
right. Shaun, are you right to raise? So winner by back triangle. Josh, nice one, Jay. Yeah, boy.
Nice shot, lads. You did well then, Shaun. You were in a shitty spot and you managed to come back on top.
So the next match was Josh and Shaun, and that was a good one too, right?
Yeah. That was the first rear
Triangle.
back triangle I got.
Yeah, I couldn't even, when it came on I was like, right, okay, I don't really know what's happening here, and then all of a sudden it was just fully cinched up. I did not expect it at all, so it ties in well with the conversation we were having about his evolution constantly, because that's a new move he's never done before.
I remember thinking, okay, your left arm was back,
Correct.
and I was getting the triangle on, but then you pulled the other arm out, and I switched the triangle, tried to get on top, but you twisted into it, and then in that twisted position, I was like, okay, I know that a back triangle exists. Let's see if I can put it on. And I kept on thinking like, this doesn't feel like it's like, I feel like my thigh is on your artery, but I wasn't sure. And you were like, until you tapped, I wasn't actually sure that I was getting it.
Quickly. I tried to wrestle out and ended up accidentally wrestling into a back triangle.
I saw you did a little adjustment at the end there, where you just hit touch.
Yeah, that was huge.
Put it on.
That was the only time I realised it was happening.
Yeah,
that was when I
and then
realised it was
it was
happening.
I had to like proper hit
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
That's what you were getting out, because you ended up getting to your knees, didn't you?
Yeah, I got
think.
to my knees.
And I thought you're going to pop out and basically shake him off and pop out the back door effectively, and then you'd be able to use that to pass and possibly have some back exposure. But obviously Josh adjusted and kind of collapsed again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
'Cause you built a base up and it got taken away, and then you ended up back to the mat.
Yeah, exactly.
And I was looking at it and I was like, oh, is he going to go? Is he going to get it? I wasn't quite sure, because obviously it can be difficult to finish from the rear, because with him being on top of you, and the mechanics are slightly different. It feels like it's a bit more awkward, isn't it, to get it?
Yeah.
Because it's a bit more awkward.
Really nice shot that one.
But
Yeah,
I
it was
thought
really clean.
lovely, mate.
It was really clean.
It was
I
good.
don't
But
see many of them.
you know what it is as well? It's like improvisation, where it's like you go in for something that's not
Hugely.
working, but you manage to kind of go with the flow rather than thinking, I want to get that triangle, I want to get it. Kind of like Shaun was going, you went with him and just kind of did what you did.
I was
and
not going to get the straight on one. I realised that like he was twisted in by like 40 degrees. I was like, that the normal one's not going to work. So
When
I
you-
kept on trying, but in a different direction.
when you first isolated it was his left arm that was trapped in, wasn't it? I think your right arm, you were hiding it to
Yeah.
kind of to alleviate that pressure, which obviously was the right thing to do, because obviously if you pass the arm over, choke's on. So I was thinking, what's going to happen? I thought, oh, you'll probably get it and get the triangle, and then it kind of, in the space of about 5 seconds, it seemed it went from triangles on to Shaun's getting out to no tap.
Triangles back on, yeah.
It was brilliant.
Yeah.
It was, like,
In my wrestling, I just kind of neglected to consider the hook there. I just wanted to really get out and explode out. In that, you really, really quickly went from one side, as you've been saying, to the other. So really, really rapid.
You're doing the right
quick
kind of thing,
improvisation.
though, because say, and you're in bad spots sometimes, rather than kind of like going, I'm going to get back on my back. Sometimes I've got to try and like just go out and get to my knees and work up and get out that way.
Yeah.
You know, it's the right kind of thing where it's like, you know, rather than, so sometimes when we roll and we get that separation and you go back on your back and it's like, great, I'll pass your guard again. But but instead you're going to go to your knees, wrestle up and go, I'm going to have my turn attacking now. Because it was only a matter of potentially being a little bit slippier or having a little bit less connection, where you could have ended up getting out that triangle.
Yeah, and had his back. Yeah.
And you
That's why I
definitely-
fully went
yeah,
I went out as
handle it.
explosive as I could, because
Yeah.
I thought if I get out as quickly as possible, I can get his back. But
Exactly.
I must have somehow had my arm all the way out, so it just came on the
You managed to
triangle
keep
really
hold
quickly.
quite well.
Yeah,
You know,
really. That was really
it.
that was really good. Yeah.
It was great to watch though, because it lets you went from being Josh is out to win, Shaun's going to get a dominant position, Josh has won. Like,
Yeah.
in the space of like one little like one or two little scrambles.
Yeah, I might have got ahead of myself. I noticed that a little bit earlier on in the roll as well. Like you had you had side control, which you'd like hipped into, so your weight was kind of on me, and I wrestled out by getting an underhook on your arm that was reaching over, which is normally it's not something I normally do. So I
No,
thought,
yeah.
I
remember-
don't normally do that. I don't
I
normally
felt
take that.
awkward. I was like, oh, I can't easily operate in the side
Yeah.
control. I didn't really realize that that's what it was, but I remember thinking that.
Yeah, because I was thinking about that on open mat just before. I was like, people always put the weight on me in side control, and I can never do anything. So I wrestled out, got up on my knees, and I was like, yes, I've done it. And I looked down, and your left hand has already gripped my elbow. I was like, fuck, you're too very, very fast. Instantly, like without you even knowing what I was doing, I guess just a proclivity to just really just have my arm, and as a result, even though I went to reach over to take your knee to pull you over so that I could get a sweep, because you had my tricep, I just didn't know what to do. I was just like, okay, I'm just going to try and survive here, and in the end, you ended up getting back into side control, which I think you got into mount, and maybe I would half guard. I can't recall after that point, but.
Yeah, we then got into you being in my guard, and then yeah.
Yeah.
It looked like you're passing pretty well on Shaun. It looked like you're able to maintain the top position pretty well. Apart from when you got Shaun in your guard, you must have gone to the back. But I can't really remember how that happened. But are you like, how are you feeling with your escapes and everything?
They're improving. It was a major weakness of my game. It'd either be I'd quite comfortably win, or I'd very, very devastatingly lose because of a lack of escapes. And I'm slowly incorporating that more and more into my game. I think, I'm getting better wrestling, some better fundamentals, primarily due to Rees. So I'm noticing escapes coming into my game.
Him up, so I've got to show.
He has been beating me up, yeah.
Anything else to say about that roll, gents?
Just that it was really good and ties in very well to the conversation that we were having, because that wrestle up from side control, I've never done it on Josh before, and he's never gone for a back triangle before, so it shows that we're constantly evolving, and it's good to be in that sort of like dialogue with one another as training partners. So yeah, long may it continue.
Was that an intensity to what you're accustomed to between you, or have you ever been to that intensity before together?
I think that's like on the heavier spectrum of what we practice at, but like
We're usually really slow.
Yeah.
But as Rhys was saying before, I'm not sure whether maybe I'm just lazy sometimes, but I think that was a bit more like gear. Let's call that 4.
Sometimes you've got to just like actually empty the time. Like, there's a time for improving your skills, and there's a time for proving them as well.
Yeah,
it's like you're working on all these things, but let's actually try and execute them in a more live, heavier resistance scenario. Because it's all well and good being able to drill something, but if you can't hit it on someone who's actively trying to stop you, it's what's the point in spending all the time going at 3 miles an hour? It's getting that balance, isn't it? But it was a good pace for you both.
Yeah,
It was absolutely
nice to see.
I like it.
This is Rees versus Rees. Touch and go. Let's go, boys. Okay, so we're expecting Shakeshaft to win this. He's blue belt, more experienced. But then we do have white belt Rees, who is very strong, heavier than Shakeshaft.
Recent gold medalist.
Gold medalist, winning the golds at competitions already on his first tournament, which, I mean, that tells you something, doesn't it?
I'm loving the wrestling play here.
Yeah, Rees went for that.
They're both really good wrestlers.
Yeah.
What was that?
They're both really good wrestlers.
Okay.
Oh.
Again, major caveat, that's coming from a white belt.
Yeah.
Compared to myself, yes.
That's a caveat for this whole podcast is Rees is probably the most experienced person here, and he's still a newly promoted blue belt. So I think if this is starting to tire Rees up too much, I would expect Rees to pull guard there. But he probably there we go, a little guard pull. Goes for the dummy sweep, but he's ended up on bottom. Rees is going for single leg X. Pretty sure this is not where Rees wants to be. Shakeshaft.
I was going to say which Rees.
I'm going to say in this context we'll say little Rees and big Rees. But little Rees is by no means little.
No.
But in this encounter he is. So now I'm expecting Big Rees to be using all of that power.
Is that Z guard?
I'm not
No
sure.
knee shield.
Oh god.
I think.
No, I think it is. You know.
Is that guard?
I think so.
Because of the knee under the back?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the knee
maybe.
shield.
I thought knee. Yeah.
I might be wrong, right?
It's in that space.
More likely for me to be wrong. Okay.
Yeah. Nice.
So this is where Rees likes to play with the Kimura.
Oh, he is tricksy.
Yeah.
It's just such good transitions from jiu-jitsu to wrestling.
Yeah. Yeah, they've really got a solid,
See how it's very difficult for Big Rees to pass little
Yeah.
Rees's guard. I
Yeah.
think. So I'll just call them Rhys Wynne and Rhys Shakeshaft because
yeah.
so Shakeshaft at the bottom at the moment, Wynne on top. Rhys Wynne trying to pass the guard of Rhys Shakeshaft. Rhys Wynne
Was that an attempted scissor sweep?
I'm not too sure. I've got a reply to some.
goes for the butterfly sweep, gets that elevation, goes for the dummy sweep.
What a smooth transition.
Is he going to come on top with it?
I don't think the momentum was there.
So Wynne
Yeah.
was holding him there. He's going for some kind of inverted thing.
Oh yeah, he managed to get
Nice little scramble there.
Oh. Got a body lock. Oh, and he slips in. Oh. But Rees knows a hand or a half guard. Oh, Shakeshaft. He's trying to exert pressure. Oh, was he trying to put on a guillotine?
Yeah, it looked like it. It looked like he was trying to pull his head off somehow.
Yeah.
Is he going for a Darcy attempt there?
Oh, nice sweep. Nice sweep. Oh, that's a
He's going to
scramble.
get straight back on top, goes straight into side control now.
That was a messy scramble.
Yeah.
Got the arm underneath, yeah. He's going to go for a certain escape there.
Now, I'm saying that if Rhys Wynne does end up getting ahead of Shakeshaft here and with the gas tank and the positions, it's going to be tough to submit Shakeshaft anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, your first position certainly does.
Oh, he's wriggling his way out. That was tricky.
Yeah.
Ooh, that was a rough position to be in. Now he's got such.
Bit of a battle going on here.
Yeah. He's biting his tongue.
Oh, Rhys Wynne sitting through for the arm and guillotine. That was sick. Not getting it. Shakeshaft defending.
He went for the roll and just got back to staying in. Oh,
Rhys grabbed the
oh,
rolls.
oh, quick reactions there, getting out of the rear naked.
Yeah. Good stuff, guys. Rees remaining on top. Rhys Wynne remaining on top.
We're back to half guard. And Rees is really happy in this position.
It's just beautiful jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, he just loves being in that kind of guardy, half guardy space. It makes it really tricky to deal with him. Oh, sorry, Shakeshaft.
Yeah, I follow.
Oh,
Oh,
Rees is going for a straight ankle lock, it looks like. He's got the single leg X. But Rhys Wynne defending it by stacking that
butterfly
leg.
again.
Rees getting
Dump.
the elevation again.
Nice.
Is he coming on top?
Smooth get up. Smooth get up.
Nice, boys. Both back up now.
Yeah, I noticed that Shakeshaft is really good at getting up quickly out of
Oh,
really awkward
his
positions.
wrestling in general is just really, really good.
And now they're back up and exhausted. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, they are breathing. Oof.
Rees Shakeshaft going for that butterfly sweep again, but missing it, and ending up in the half guard where with the knee shield where he likes.
Yeah, come on.
He's tricksy in that position.
You can wrestle up or get a Kimura.
Yeah. He's kind of keeping it ambiguous to keep winner, right? Winner,
Wynne.
Rees.
win.
Rhys Wynne.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Rhys Shakeshaft.
Oh. Yeah, he's trying
He's
to
going
keep
for
Wynne.
his bread and butter now with the triangle.
Yeah, he's trying to keep Wynne guessing. It feels like.
Rees is on the back.
Oh.
Rhys Shakeshaft on the back.
Oh,
He's going for the
whoa.
armbar.
Straight.
Tap, tap.
Wow, that was so good.
That was unreal, that
Wow. Damn.
Yes, boys. Rhys Shakeshaft wins by armbar.
Dude, those last three like transitions from
Unbelievable.
triangle to armbar was so smooth.
They were.
Told you it'd be good.
That was beautiful jiu-jitsu, that was.
Okay, so we've got Rhys and Rees. I had a bit of trouble with your match because I was like, first of all, I was like, all right, we'll call them Little Rees and Big Rees. Then it was Shakeshaft and Wynne. Then I was swapping between the two, but I think the viewers.
At one point, you went Rees is on the back.
That's what I was like.
Thank
It's
you.
true. It's true, but
So I think the viewers got which Rees we were talking about at which time, most of the time.
Yeah.
But high intensity,
It was, yeah. fucking
high
hell.
pace.
I've got to because he'll just grind me down otherwise. I can't just like half-arse it because he's obviously good and big, strong boy. So I've got to fight him off.
Yeah. And also a white belt as well. So
Yeah, I've got the
Bit of
egos
pride.
there. Like,
no matter what you say, it's like
yeah, the
cracking the universe if Rees would have.
Yeah, to be fair, I think if you were a blue belt, I'd probably be a little bit like, oh, he's got me. But no, I don't know. It was
well, if he was a blue belt, you might have just like.
I'd be like, oh, it's okay. I can kind of save face and be like, yeah, he's a blue belt as well. And he's big and stronger. But I was like, fuck that. Like, I've got to defend that belt.
blue belt status.
Yeah. No, I pulled first.
Yeah, that was unbelievable.
Oh, fucking brilliant. That's one of the best rounds, probably the best I've had on the show so far, I'm going to say.
You both enjoyed it.
Oh, yeah.
I've had some good ones out of them as well, but it's a different kind of role because I've got the size difference which I've got to counter, I've got to factor in.
Shout out to Adam.
Yeah.
What's his last name?
David.
Adam Davis.
Yeah.
We need you back on the show, bro.
We do, mate.
Get
Come
them
on.
rematches.
Round 3. I pulled quite in a minute or so because we obviously clinching up a lot and you were walking me down at one point because you had that collar sign, you were going for like a tie plum as well and I just couldn't get it off. It was such a strong grip. So I was like, I'm not going to win in the grip battle. I was looking for the odd little arm drag, so were you. So I was like, right, I'll pull and try and immediately sweep. I think I had like feet on hips and like I like grabbed the ankles, feet on hips, and you like squatted into it, and I was like, I was like, fuck
you didn't
me.
get the elevation, did you?
I was trying to sweep him like going like, you know, sort of pull the guard, sit on my ass, and then sweep him that way, and I'll pop up with him, but I couldn't get you down. You squatted into it, and I was just like, shit, I can't move this guy. And it was just kind of like that. I think I ended up getting up again and did the same sort of thing. I think I was playing a lot of Z-guard, looking for the Kimura, and you knew I was looking for the Kimura.
Yeah. After before.
Yeah, exactly.
The one before.
Like it's one of the things that I'm better at, as in terms of like I've got like a general sort of series of moves that I like from that Z-guard position, which feed into each other, like a scissor sweep to a Kimura to a coming sweeping from the Kimura and potentially using that to create a triangle where it's like it's just different moves that I can try and get more than one attack from the same position. So I was playing for the Kimura a lot because I thought I can get the 2-on-1, but you had your right arm in between like my legs and you were using it as like a lever. So when I was trying to like go for a scissor sweep or use my left knee, like the knee shield, to create some space, I couldn't because your arm was there like as a sort of like a frame. And it was stopping me. It was like pushing against like a piece of steel. So I was struggling with that. I think I might have got that grip once, and you were like, "No, I'm out of it." I think you passed the guard, or you're 99% past the guard. You're looking for the DOS, which is what when we rolled it open mat earlier, and it was very, very tight. You managed to get some sort of a roll, and I had to kind of go with it. And I was like, "Shit!" It wasn't on, but I was quite trapped.
Yeah. Look,
like,
so you had to roll over your head, right?
Yeah.
And then turn it back into
Yeah,
it.
and I was basically framing off like your throat, basically, obviously pushing your head away and like under the chin,
Was that from a guillotine attack?
It was kind of like a dart, wasn't it? It was more like a dart kind
I
of.
think I went for a arm and guillotine.
Oh, man, as well, yeah, because you were kind of going
I was
between
trying
the
to set
two,
up
weren't you?
a dart, but
Yeah.
I think like, I was trying to bring your head in.
Yeah, I could feel it. It was just clamp.
But I just couldn't quite hook it, and you kept resisting.
The choke wasn't on, but I was controlled, if you get what I mean.
Yes, yeah.
Where it was kind of like your weight was on me, I was kind of stuck, and I was in a bad spot. The choke wasn't on yet, but it was like, I know it's only a matter of time. I've got to keep busy and active and get out. Otherwise, like the choke obviously is going to come. So it was difficult because I was obviously trying to get out from underneath somebody who's got a dominant position, a weight advantage, and I know you were probably tired as well, but I was tired too. I was thinking, fuck me, we're still up again for like a third time, and I was
I was like, oh shit, there we go again.
It's mad seeing people trying to escape out of that position as well, because their head is controlled.
Yeah.
So you're basically using your whole body as a lever to you use your head as the wind. Oh, I guess the head is the stationary part.
Yeah.
And you're moving your whole body with just your neck or something
to try and get some sort of leverage.
Yeah, that's a scary.
We come up again.
Position, yeah.
I think I managed to get the sweep, didn't I? I pulled guard and swept you, but it was difficult. I think, did you end up on top again? Didn't you? I think you wrestled up on that.
Oh, you know what? I really can't
And
remember.
I think so. You were on top most of the time.
Oh, he was.
You were hard to sweep.
After like the third and probably final engagement on the feet, I was thinking, if I've got to go again, I'm fucking dying here. Like, obviously, I'll always push it. I'm never going to give up. But I'm thinking, there's only so much you can do.
It's quite a long roll, it felt as well.
It must have been a while.
I'm not sure off the top of my head.
Do you know any idea, anybody, how long it
I want to
might have
say
been?
10 minutes.
I don't think
I was
so.
probably about 7 or 8.
I was thinking closer to 7.
It was definitely over 5 minutes. I'd say.
Can you? We are running out of time.
Okay.
Not like literally. Like
Never know, mate.
Always.
like what's his name? Russell Brand says, "Time is infinite. You can't run out of it." But for the session, can you talk us just through the submission very quickly?
Yeah. So I was playing Zed again, looking for the Kimura, and Rees put his right arm across. As he put his right arm across, I was able to basically, effectively, it was like a free path to the back, if you know what I mean. Obviously, normally you go right, I'm looking for an underhook, but if there's no arm there, you've basically got a free underhook without needing the underhook. So you have to try and pop up, I believe, and come towards the back. Rees was trying to wrestle into me. I think earlier on I had almost got a sort of triangle / back take, and he wrestled back into me and put me back down on my arse. So what I had to like reach over like behind his head and grab like underneath his armpit on his far side, so on his left side.
Yeah.
Use that to like kind of clamp down, like a sort of like quarter Nelson position, to then bring him into a back take effectively. And then I thought, right, you know, I don't want to try and I'm not going to try and settle here. I thought, whilst I've got this little like effectively like sort of like a clamp over this arm, so kind of underneath, like an underhook from the back, arm on the back of the head. And I was like, right, I'm going to swing out and go for an armbar, and obviously got the armbar and managed to break the grip quite quickly.
Yeah.
It's something I use quite a lot, especially on bigger guys, because you're controlling that, you're breaking that posture. It's much more effective than trying to control them and get under the chin. When they're bigger and stronger, they can overpower you. Where if you've got them keeled over and you're compromising the spine, it's much harder for them to use their size and their strength, because they've got to overcome that, and they're in a crooked position. And then obviously the leg was free. I was like, right, swing it over, go for the armbar, and fucking hope that I get it, because I don't want to go again. That's basically kind of how it finished. It might look a little bit different when you watch it back, but obviously you got like adrenaline, etc. But that's broadly how I remember it.
Yeah, I think for that match, I think there was a clear, like, when I was attacking, it was clear like how good your defence was.
Yeah.
But when I think you were attacking, I feel like that showed probably my gap in defensive skills.
Essentially.
And how good you were with
You
the
obviously attacking more. I was on the defensive more, just
Yeah.
simply because you were really hunting that, like looking to wrap that head up. Even when I was looking for the Kimura, it was hard to get it, because he was just like, no.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of a back and forth, like me looking for that, and then you looking to isolate the head, and then it was kind of like we had to tire each other out and see what gives.
Yes, yeah.
How was your gas tank in that one?
I was tired, but I could have carried on. I wouldn't have given up.
Yeah.
But
What did you say?
would have got sloppier.
I think mine was not great. I mean, I think like I had the gas that I needed, but
Yeah.
I was feeling a bit tired, bit worn down with it, because I feel like when you attack a lot and you're not particularly getting where you need to get, obviously you haven't got a sub, it really takes it out of you sometimes. I would say, and I was just really starting to feel it, and obviously when Rees is starting to attack me, it's I was a bit annoyed I got armbarred as well, because I've been doing a bit of defence with Nath, but then I think to myself, you know, in a bit more of a competitive match, you know, there's kind of a time and place
that's
to practice
exactly.
it. You need to be smart about, you know, and I obviously wouldn't
keep
my arm, but
you've got to keep doing that work as well. So the whole point is like just doing some privates is great, but it doesn't mean you're automatically invincible to a certain
no.
You've got to keep progressing with that work.
You just got to make sure you do it in the right situation as well. Though,
factor in, obviously you're like, I think I probably was as well. You were definitely breathing quite heavy. We were both tired.
Yeah.
So you're not, you know, you kind of, it's like a survival mindset, and you can't, you know, your technique does go out the window a little bit, and you've got to just go fucking just grab on something and brute force it a little bit, because you're kind of thinking, I can't be 100%, I can't be like nice and elegant because I'm fucking gassed, like my muscles are tired.
You have to go for it, you have to take the opportunity and
bang on.
You took it well.
No, it was fun that. I did say
it was
going to be a good fucking roll. So I said before, at the end and towards the end, I was like, I told you it was going to be good, because I want to watch it back.
Yeah, I'm excited to see all of you guys progress. It's going to be a fun journey. Yeah, love it. We're going to call it there, all right? But it's been a pleasure to have all of you on, and thanks for coming on to Raw. Shout out to Trident Martial Arts Gym for letting us use the space, and lots of the skills here. T for life. Thanks Lou for coming all the way from Rugeley today, repping Manifest.
Yeah, man.
BJJ.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Johnny and Gretel.
Yeah. We need to get on, and we need to get them up here.
Definitely, yeah. And they come and have a roll. Yeah. And then we'll leave it there. Hope you enjoyed the show. Like, comment, and subscribe. Peace. Nice one, gents. Cut.
Yeah, boy.
Nice one, brother.
Oh my fucking toe.
Hey.
Oh.